I am not going to bother you with long explanations and 90% of video footage that was shot on a completely different camera. I'm just going to quickly explain what I did and why. If you want to skip that and just see the footage, just skip to this point. Smartphone video footage almost always looks plain and boring. It's too sharp, has no depth of field, and doesn't have that cinematic look. I'm using a Pixel 8 Pro, which gives you pretty decent footage, just out of the box, but even with cinematic mode, it just doesn't feel right. But you can fix that. To achieve a better depth of field, you need a longer focal length, which smartphones just don't have. But as a workaround, you can use add-on lenses. The more expensive ones will actually give you decent picture quality. Just avoid the really cheap ones. This is a Neewer telephoto lens, which works pretty good for me. For the cinematic motion blur, you need to double your recorded frames per second and shutter speed. So for me at 24 frames per second, we need 1/48 shutter speed. The issue is that this takes in a lot of light, making the footage look overexposed. To combat that, you need an ND filter that can reduce incoming light. This one can vary its strength, making it more flexible. I then added a hard drive with a 3D printed case to my smartphone and a 3D printed lens adapter. The software I'm using is called 24fps. It gives me the ability to shoot 4K 24fps and lock. Lock makes it easier to color grade in post, and that's why I'm using it. I'm going to tell you some issues later, but let's get into the footage first. I think it looks good, but of course this isn't perfect. There are cases for the Pixel 8 Pro that make the lens attachment easier, but they are hard to get in Europe and are very expensive. The software sometimes messes up and aborts the recordings or gives errors, which can be annoying. It doesn't happen too often, but sometimes. Also, the phone gets really hot and the complete setup is not that comfortable to hold. The results, however, I think they're amazing and I'm more than happy with it. So I would definitely recommend this. If you have questions, feel free to write it in the comments. And if you like that video, feel free to subscribe. Bye!